What is the maximum temperature allowed for cold holding ready-to-eat food? A. 45 degrees Fahrenheit. B. 41 degrees Fahrenheit. C. 50 degrees Fahrenheit. D. 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Answer, B. According to Texas food safety guidelines, cold holding of ready-to-eat food must be maintained at 41 degrees Fahrenheit or below to prevent bacterial growth in the temperature danger zone. Which of the following actions requires a food handler to wash their hands? A. Adjusting a hat. B. Taking out the trash. C. Touching a sanitized surface. D. Using tongs to serve food. Answer, B. After taking out the trash, hands may be contaminated with harmful pathogens. Texas law mandates immediate hand washing after this task to prevent cross-contamination. Which food must be cooked to a minimum internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit? A. Ground beef. B. Pork chops. C. Chicken breast. D. Salmon. Answer, C. The correct internal cooking temperature for poultry, chicken, is 165 degrees Fahrenheit, which ensures the destruction of salmonella and other dangerous bacteria. What is the most effective method for preventing foodborne illness? A. Using gloves. B. Cooking food thoroughly. C. Practicing proper hand hygiene. D. Cleaning with soap. Answer, C. While all options contribute to food safety, hand hygiene is the single most effective way to stop the spread of foodborne pathogens, especially viruses like norovirus. Which item must be stored on the top shelf of a refrigerator? A. Raw eggs. B. Raw chicken. C. Cooked pasta. D. Raw ground beef. Answer, C. Ready-to-eat and cooked foods like pasta should be stored on the top shelf to prevent raw meat juices from dripping and causing cross-contamination. What should you do if you cut your finger while preparing food? A. Cover the cut and continue working. B. Wash it with soap and wear gloves. C. Report the injury to your manager. D. Ignore it if it's minor. Answer, C. Any injury must be reported to a manager immediately. Proper first aid must be administered, and depending on the severity, the worker may be reassigned or removed from food prep tasks. What is the correct way to cool large quantities of hot food? A. Leave it out on the counter. B. Place it directly in the refrigerator. C. Use an ice bath or shallow pans. D. Store in a deep pot. Answer, C. Hot food must be cooled rapidly using methods like ice baths or shallow pans to avoid bacteria growing in the danger zone, between 41 degrees Fahrenheit and 135 degrees Fahrenheit. When are gloves required during food preparation? A. When handling non-TCS foods. B. When serving raw produce. C. When handling ready-to-eat foods. D. When working on the grill. Answer, C. Gloves must be worn when handling ready-to-eat foods to avoid direct hand contact that may transfer pathogens, especially after hand washing or when bare hand contact is prohibited. How often should food contact surfaces be sanitized during continuous use? A. Every 2 hours. B. Every 4 hours. C. Once a shift. D. Only when dirty. Answer, B. Food contact surfaces must be cleaned and sanitized every 4 hours during continuous food prep to prevent buildup of harmful bacteria. What is the correct order for cleaning and sanitizing a surface? A. Sanitize, rinse, wash, dry. B. Wash, rinse, sanitize, air dry. C. Rinse, wash, sanitize, wipe. D. Wash, sanitize, dry, rinse. Answer, B. The correct sequence is: wash to remove food debris, rinse to remove detergent, sanitize to kill germs, and then air dry to avoid recontamination. Which of the following is considered a time/temperature control for safety, TCS, food? A. Crackers. B. Cooked rice. C. Dried beans. D. Hard candy. Answer: B. Cooked rice is a TCS food because it supports rapid bacterial growth if left in the danger zone. It must be held at 41 degrees Fahrenheit or lower, or 135 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. How should frozen food be thawed safely? A. On the counter at room temperature. B. In a sink full of hot water. C. In the refrigerator. D. Near a stove or oven. Answer: C. Thawing in the refrigerator keeps food at a safe temperature, below 41 degrees Fahrenheit, reducing the risk of harmful bacteria multiplying during the thawing process. Which statement about food allergies is true? A. Allergic reactions are rarely life-threatening. B. Cooking destroys all allergens. C. Even tiny amounts of allergens can cause serious reactions. D. Allergens are only found in raw foods. Answer: C. Even trace amounts of an allergen can trigger a severe or fatal reaction. Proper communication and food handling practices are essential to protect allergic individuals. Which of the following is not one of the big 8 allergens? A. Soy. B. Wheat. C. Mustard. D. Tree nuts. Answer: C. In the US, mustard is not one of the official Big 8 allergens, unlike countries like Canada. The Big 8 include milk, eggs, fish, shellfish, tree nuts, peanuts, wheat, and soy. If a food handler is vomiting or has diarrhea, when can they return to work? A. After 12 hours. B. After symptoms stop for 24 hours. C. Immediately if symptoms are mild. D. After drinking fluids. Answer: B. According to Texas and FDA guidelines, food handlers must stay home until they are symptom-free for 24 hours without medication to prevent foodborne illness transmission. What is the correct concentration for a chlorine sanitizer solution used on food contact surfaces? A. 10 ppm. B. 50 to 100 ppm. C. 250 ppm. D. 500 ppm. Answer: B. A chlorine sanitizer should be between 50 to 100 parts per million, ppm, to be effective without being hazardous or damaging surfaces. How can a food handler prevent cross-contamination while storing food? A. Store all foods together on one shelf. B. Store raw meat above ready-to-eat food. C. Use color-coded containers. D. Leave containers uncovered for ventilation. Answer: C. Color-coded containers or labels help maintain separation between raw and ready-to-eat foods, preventing cross-contamination. A food handler touches their face while working. What should they do next? A. Put on new gloves. B. Wipe hands with a cloth. C. Sanitize gloves. D. Wash hands immediately. Answer: D. After touching the face, a food handler must wash hands properly before returning to food prep, as this area is a common source of germs. What is the first thing to do when receiving a food delivery? A. Record invoice numbers. B. Take inventory. C. Check food temperatures. D. Sign the delivery slip. Answer: C. Upon delivery, temperatures must be checked immediately to ensure perishable items are not in the danger zone and have been stored and transported safely. Which symptom must be reported to a manager before starting a shift? A. Headache. B. Sneezing. C. Jaundice. D. Back pain. Answer: C. Jaundice, yellowing of the skin or eyes, may indicate hepatitis A and must be reported immediately, as it's a sign of a communicable disease. Why is bare hand contact with ready-to-eat food prohibited in most cases? A. Gloves are more comfortable. B. Prevents taste contamination. C. Hands carry high levels of bacteria. D. It improves presentation. Answer: C. Human hands are a major source of bacteria and viruses. Preventing bare hand contact with ready-to-eat food greatly reduces the risk of contamination. What is the temperature range for the danger zone? A. 35 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. B. 41 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. C. 41 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. D. 32 to 125 degrees Fahrenheit. Answer: C. The danger zone for bacterial growth is between 41 degrees Fahrenheit and 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Keeping food out of this range helps reduce risk of foodborne illness. Which of these is not a safe food handling practice? A. Using a food thermometer. B. Cooling food quickly. C. Holding food at 125 degrees Fahrenheit. D. Washing hands after restroom use. Answer: C. 125 degrees Fahrenheit is within the danger zone, where bacteria thrive. Hot foods must be held at 135 degrees Fahrenheit or higher to be safe. Why should you avoid using the same cutting board for raw meat and vegetables? A. It dulls the knife. B. It wastes time. C. It leads to cross-contamination. D. It affects cooking times. Answer: C. Using the same surface for raw meat and vegetables can cause cross-contamination, transferring pathogens from the meat to food that won't be cooked. How long can perishable food safely sit out at room temperature before it must be discarded? A. 1 hour. B. 4 hours. C. 2 hours. D. 5 hours. Answer: C. Perishable food should be discarded if left out for more than 2 hours at room temperature, as it may enter the danger zone and support bacteria growth.